What's up guys, Tundra here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be ranking every Magic the Gathering Constructed format from worst to best. Now this video is, like I just said, I'm basically just going to be rating all the Constructed formats from worst to best with a ranking system I'm about to show you. Just a quick disclaimer, all of this is just my opinion, so even if your favourite format is at the bottom, it does not mean it is a bad format. So right, how I'm going to rate it is I'm going to give it a gameplay rating out of 10, a metagame rating out of 10, and an affordability out of 10. Then the format will be given an overall score to determine how good it is as a whole in a format. And I'm not going to be including some of the very unpopular constructed formats that are hardly played, like Oathbreaker and Tiny Leaders, and that aren't really recognised from Wizards of the Coast, just because they're not really counted as constructed formats. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the list with number 8, Standard. Standard, I gave it a gameplay 4, metagame 1, and affordability 3, giving it an 8 out of 30. Standard is a rotating format consisting on either 5 to 8 of the most recent sets. Decks contain 60 cards and have a 15 card sideboard. Due to the fact that Standard has constant rotations, which makes it extremely expensive, the cards are often pushed up in price due to Standard as well. It normally is a very stale meta most of the time and not insanely good gameplay, so I am putting it on the bottom of this list. Coming in at number 7, we have Vintage. Vintage actually has some very nice gameplay. I gave the gameplay a 6, metagame 3, and affordability 1, with an overall score of 10 out of 30. Now, Vintage is the highest power level format, with every set legal and no bans outside of certain silver border cards, and it has minimal restrictions. Vintage even allows you to play insane cards such as the Power 9. Vintage is a decent format, but unless you invest thousands and thousands, I mean like $5, $10, $20 or even $30,000 in a deck, your deck is not going to stand a chance against any of the competitive decks, and the metagame isn't insanely interesting, mainly filled with maybe 5 to 10 diverse main decks. The rest of the format's decks don't really stand a chance against those. But it does provide good gameplay and very fast games, and is pretty decent to watch. Coming in at number 6, we have Legacy. I gave Legacy a gameplay 6, just like Vintage, a metagame of 5, and affordability of 2. Legacy is similar to Vintage, allowing all sets, but there are actually quite a few bans in Legacy on certain powerful cards. It has an overall score of 13. Legacy is a relatively fun format. It is a decent metagame and pretty good gameplay, but as with Vintage, it is still extremely expensive, often costing you a multitude of thousands of dollars to build a very good deck. It is, though, similar to Vintage, although Vintage you have to invest millions at the start. Once you do have that few $1,000 deck, it's normally going to stay good for a very long time. So that's why the affordability isn't all the way down at 1. Coming in at number 5, we have Brawl. Brawl has gameplay of 7, metagame 6, and affordability 4, giving it a decent score of 17. Now, Brawl is a spin on Commander. It's a new format, except it has 60 card decks and only includes cards in Standard, so you choose a legendary creature to build your deck around in Brawl. It is a singleton format as well. Brawl is a solid format. It's not very competitive and provides pretty good gameplay, and if you are playing competitive, the metagame is pretty solid, and you can often build a cheap, good Brawl deck. It's a decent format, but they aren't crazy cheap if you want a competitive deck, and due to Standard, your decks are constantly going to be rotating out, so they're no longer valid, so you're going to have to build a new one, so it is a little bit expensive to use. Coming in at number 4, we have Pauper. I gave Pauper gameplay 6, metagame 7, and affordability 9, with an overall of 22 out of 30, which is a really solid score, really. Pauper is a great format. It uses 60 card decks and 15 card sideboards, and it only has commons and is from all sets. So Pauper is a great format due to it being commons only. It's great for beginners. All the decks are very cheap, even the most competitive only costing like $20 or so. It provides pretty good gameplay and has a very good metagame. It's just an overall very good format. Like I said, it's great for beginners, very cheap, and if you're getting a bit bored with Magic or looking to have some fun for a cheap, easy deck, Pauper is a great way to start. Coming in at number 3, you all knew it would be in the top of this list, Modern. It is gameplay 10, metagame 8, and affordability 5, with an overall of 23 out of 30. Modern is a non-rotating format consisting of all standard legal sets over roughly the last, I think, 16 or so years. It has a 60 card deck and 15 card sideboards. Now, Modern is a great format with insanely good gameplay. In fact, in my opinion, Modern provides the best gameplay of any format. It's great to watch, games never last too long, it's great to play, and it's just such a fun format to watch and play. It has a very diverse metagame with all the best decks all standing a chance against each other. Heaps of decks are competitive, and there's still probably some random jank you can make. It is quite expensive to build a deck due to it being such a popular format. The prices are very high, but once you have a deck, it is kind of yours for life. It's probably going to stay good for as long as Modern's a thing, unless they ban a heap of cards out of it. And yeah, Modern is a very good format. Coming in at number 2, we have the newest format on this list, Pioneer. Gameplay 9, metagame 9, and affordability 7 with 25 out of 30. Pioneer is similar to Modern except it only has cards of the last 7 years, making it the deck slightly less powerful on average but cheaper to build. I'd say it has a better metagame than Modern, slightly worse gameplay, but it is a very great format. It is a very healthy metagame, and who knows, your random new deck you come up with might actually be the new top tier. It's a great format and a great format to get into. Coming in at number 1, we have Tundra, this custom-made format, best format ever, created by me, from a poll taken by one player by far. No, I'm just taking the piss. Of course it's not Tundra. Number 1, as you guessed it, is Commander. Gameplay 10, metagame 9, affordability 10, with an overall of 29 out of 30. Commander is a great casual format where your 100-card singleton deck is ruled by a legendary creature. Commander is a great format where any deck can have a chance. Your playgroups will adjust to you. The gameplay is very, very good. Very fun to watch, very fun to play in. If you're playing competitively, it has an insanely diverse metagame with millions of different decks. There's no really top tier deck. You can just do anything. And if you want to play budget, heck, you can even get a good Commander deck for $1. That's how cheap you can get some decks as. It's an insanely good format and just one of the best formats in the game. Okay guys, that concludes the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you think I've missed out on a very important format, or if the format should have been rearranged in some way, let me know in the comments and tell me what would have been your number 1. And yeah, if you want to see more from me, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, peace out.